Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Do not let the suit fool you. I am a New Yorker at heart. Ladies and gentlemen, I've traveled here from Scottsdale, Arizona. This is my first time back in New York City after 10 years. I spent the last 10 years from New York City to Delaware, from Delaware to Hawaii, from Hawaii to Scottsdale, Arizona, and now I'm back here, NFT.NYC. Been working on our project since 2019, and I really wanted to bring something to you guys that helped us move forward with our project, and I believe it's a very important component of anyone's business, the art of storytelling. So, Pigeons of New York is the project that I put together back in 2019, and once again, this is something that we hold very close to our heart, New York City and just being the underdog. Pigeons of New York is a project that myself and my partner, Smarts, Marcus Maxwell, we've been really putting this together, going from city to city all of last year, New York City, LA, Las Vegas. We also did DC, Miami, Art Basel, and everywhere we went, we had the opportunity to connect with the people. So if you get a chance right now, this is your chance to take out your phone, scan that QR code. It'll give you access to anything that we have been working on for the last year. It's very important that you guys get familiar with us. We have been in this space for about a year and a half, and we will continue to be in this space for the next 4, 5, 10, 20 years if possible. But once again, that QR code will give you access to everything and anything that you need to know. So this is something that I wanted to share with everybody because just as we have core values, we also have an amazing mission statement. But I don't have the time to go through the mission statement right now, so I really wanted to have everyone focus on this right here because this is the foundation of our project. This is what me, my partner, and everyone else relies on and reflects to when making decisions for this project. Our core values is our foundation. Family first, that's where this starts. Reason it starts there because when this entire project started, it was just my wife, my son, and myself watching The Simpsons when I created this pigeon, which we then digitized, and then we created this entire collection. Each phase is a different New York City area code. So we have the phase 1 collection, 212. Phase 2 is 347. Phase 2 is 347. Phase 3 is 516. Phase 4 is 646, and Phase 5 will be the 718 collection. It takes a village, meaning this is not about me, this is not about my partner. This is about the entire community and all of Web3. Listen to the community. It's very important that when you're working for the people, you're listening to the people. Think, act, repeat. A lot of the things that we've been doing in this project for the last, I want to say, year now, is based off of a lot of our experiences that we have had throughout our course of our life experiences in the last 20, 30 years. Marcus and I are good friends. We come from the legal sector, and we know how we work. So we've managed to create a lot over the course of a year and a half because we've just been managing to execute everything we've been planning. And last but not least, be yourself. Like I said, we accept everybody as they are, and I think it's very important to be as inclusive as possible. So as you can see, myself, I come from the projects, West Farms, East Tremont, that's who I am. Born in Puerto Rico, Santurce, so sí, esto es para mi gente, para latinos también. Muy importante que yo hablo español para ustedes entiendan que this is very, very important to me. This is about the culture, this is beyond NFTs. So those core values right there, don't just represent me, they represent everybody in our community. So now getting into it, what is storytelling? Listen, like when I saw the stage that I was going to be on, I really didn't understand why they put me in the entertainment room, but I get it now. A lot of the people that were up here speaking about music, speaking about what it is that they're doing, they're talking about that integration, that Web 2, Web 3 integration. And it's very important that you guys get the opportunity to also hear what we're doing for the community in Web 2. Storytelling is something that, listen, from as long as I can remember, Biz Markie, his storytelling through his rap, Jay-Z, Meet the Parents, one of my favorite songs. These people all have stories that were able to really build up what it was that they were trying to get across. So I want you all to understand that having a story for your project is only going to help the people understand who you are and the context of where it is that you're coming from. So create a story that resonates with the people. Create a story that allows you to be vulnerable. Create a story that people can relate to at some point. It's very important. If you're not just doing this for the NFT community, do this for your business. Do this for yourself if need be. But have some sort of story behind your project. So why does it matter? Once again, it's a very powerful tool. Why does it matter? How would you all have known if Rose got off that boat if she was not able to tell that story? Titanic. Very, very memorable story. Think about every movie that you've ever watched. There's always a hero, a villain, a love interest, and an obstacle. And as you're all sitting here, really think about your favorite movie. Think about your favorite movie. Every movie has those same elements. It's very important that you get the opportunity to get your story across, guys. So make sure you get the chance to just really construct that story, put it together, and get it out to the people, because they need to hear it. So what makes a great story? Jim, you're telling me to put together this story and so on and so forth. So what makes a great story? Like I said, you need a hero, so you need your character. So if this is your NFT project, or if you own an NFT, that's where the story begins. You need a well-defined setting. For us, New York City. That's who we are. That's who we can relate with. That's what's easy to us. So when you're putting together your story, pick elements that makes it easy for you to explain to the community. Keep that in mind. And so on and so forth. Like I said, a resolution or outcome at the end is exactly what the people look for in any story. So at the end of the day, guys, remember that when you're putting together the elements matter. This is what the people will be able to relate with. So make sure that these elements are the ones that are going to really elevate your story as it should. Some tips for effective storytelling. So know your audience, know your crowd. Know your audience, know your crowd, know your product. Know what it is that you're trying to get across. Be concise. Be clear. These little steps that I'm sharing with you guys, like I said, we can't get into every single element of it, but know for a fact that when you're putting together a story, it takes different components. And as we're breaking this down today, these tips that I'm sharing with you guys and how to build it up, it's just going to be able to really just take your story, share it with your community. You're going to find other people that are going to be able to relate with you. So get it out there. And practice makes perfect. So this presentation right here is something that I've been working on, something that I love to talk about. Make it very general so that we just aren't talking about the product. We're not just talking about Pigeons of New York. I think it's very important that everyone in here understands that it takes different elements. And this one right here, when it comes to storytelling, make sure that you get it out there. So applications of storytelling. So with Pigeons of New York, some of the applications that we have personally used, we have comic books, we have animations, we have Crumbles, which is actually our mutation serum. There's an entire storyline behind that. So what we try to do with the Pigeons of New York is bring it all together. We created a curriculum which we will be launching at the Harlem Children's Zone, 24-week curriculum, explaining to people how to create NFTs, but not from a perspective of just making money. Let's pull the creativity out of these people, these young men and women. I think it's very important because everything that I'm hearing today about NFTs in this room is very important that we're taking it into those communities. These young men and women here, especially Harlem, the Bronx, Queens, we need outlets. We need outlets. And I think it's very important that somebody gets the opportunity to go into these schools and get the practice to really get out there and tell people about what it is that you can do with Pigeons of New York or your own NFT project. I really need you guys to understand is that everything that we're doing and everything that everybody has done to this point is to be able to get more people into this space and create that adoption. So that's my contribution and our contribution to Web3. We aren't just traveling to cities and having onboarding events and after parties. We're also taking this to schools. We're taking this to where it counts, the young kids. Because all the stuff that we're talking about, it's really going to be them that's going to be applying it a few years from now. So we're really trying to take everything that I grew up on, whether it was running to the bodega in the morning and grabbing the daily news from my mother, and seeing the comic strips on the back. That motivated me to put together the comic strips for Pigeons of New York. We created an entire video game, tells a story. Every board in the video game flies you through every borough, which brings you back to the entire collection. Everything ties in our ecosystem. And the last thing that I'll leave you with is that take your time with it. Don't rush it. The storytelling is the best part of the project. So in conclusion, I want to leave you all with this. We've been working on this project for quite some time now, and I think the one thing that I've enjoyed the most has been being able to tell my story, has been being able to share with other people the opportunities and possibilities that they can achieve. I think right now, us being an example of what it is that I'm sharing, I want to make sure that you guys all understand that it all goes back to that foundation. It all goes back to those core values that I shared with you all. The storytelling aspect, whether it's for NFTs, your story, whether it's your company, everybody has a story. You just got to figure out how to tell it. I want to share with you guys pictures from my community. I told everybody in my community that I would do this for them. They've been rocking out with us for an entire year now. And I love my community. And they know that we're out here, hey, Pigeons in New York, listen, I'll share this. I'm about to get out of here. But I've been working on this project all year long, and I never get the chance to see what's going on. Last night I had the opportunity to enjoy one of our events that we're actually hosting. We're hosting 3 events in New York City. We had one at Gramercy Theater last night, and when I walked into that theater and saw everyone wearing our merchandise in that theater, when I saw Styles P giving us a shout out on that stage, for me it was like, yeah, this is what it's all about. And it's very important that we get the opportunity to continue to get out there and talk to the people about this, because there's so much potential in this NFT game. But before you think about the potential, focus on that story, because that's where it counts. Any questions? Questions? Guys, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much. Pigeons of New York is here. Jim Hernandez is my name. Thank you.